Blessings and good evening. Practicing regularly like we have been doing this past rains retreat. We get to know our minds a lot better when we're trying to cultivate mindfulness. We see the good attributes of our minds and also the ones that we need to abandon. Sometimes we're peaceful, calm, still, and sometimes the mind seems to proliferate and think non-stop with only a few moments of mindfulness during the meditation. It quite fluctuates, but having this consistency of practice, a commitment to regularly cultivating mindfulness, helps us to not get drawn away by our doubts and uncertainties, and to continue practicing. One piece of advice that I've heard Lumpur Kalyano say many times is, if a practitioner is thinking of giving up or stopping practicing, then Lumpur would sometimes say that this is just another thought to let go of. The thought to give up is another thought that arises. It's just that much. Just like a lot of our other thoughts which we have confronted over this last period of time of practicing regularly, the less we give importance to them, then the less power they have over us. And the same goes with doubt as well, or the wish to just give up. When we get to the point where we often say we're at the end of our tether, I've got nothing left to give. But that thought that I've got nothing left to give and that I'm at the end of my tether is just another thought. And just like all the other thoughts we have, it arises and it passes away. If we have just enough mindfulness to be even slightly aware that that is the case, then the wish to give up no longer is so intense or so convincing. Then with more mindfulness practice and more experience, knowing how to not give in to our thinking, then we become stronger and more familiar with this process of following, thinking, believing in it, and running with it. So with this strength of mindfulness, it doesn't have as much power over us. Then we can get to the point where we can know it earlier. Maybe as some early warning signs of frustration, disappointment. Sometimes it's laziness as well mixed in, and then the thought of giving up can arise. But if we know that as just a conditioned thought, then we let it go. Sometimes that letting go takes a long time. We have to really think about it and contemplate that this is just another thought. I don't need to believe in this. And then we slowly are able to release the grasping of that thought. And at other times it's almost easy, it's almost automatic. But this all comes through the regular and consistent practice. So we can also apply this in other aspects of our lives. Our patience with difficult situations can increase. We don't get frustrated with people so easily. We're able to continue through maybe a arduous and long project, whether that's a work project or an assignment which seems like it will take forever. But because we have this resource of perseverance and not giving up, then we're willing to bit by bit work away with enthusiasm, effort to work towards the completion of that project. The feeling of being overwhelmed, again, another thought. When we indulge in these thoughts, we feel overwhelmed, then we feel stressed. But this all comes from our wrong thinking, a thinking that is misguided. When we bring our thoughts in line with right understanding or a right way of thinking, which brings a sense of calm, wisdom, then we no longer feel stressed, feel overwhelmed. So we bring up wisdom and right view at that time. So this all comes about through the cultivation of this mindfulness, knowing mind states as impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not self. the more we become familiar with that, then the more we can apply this throughout our days, throughout all our different experiences. So we can practice together for the next period of time, cultivating this right perspective, this right understanding, cultivating mindfulness until the sound of the bell.